Hi, I'm good old Jim. I'm here with the process for which these microgreens are grown. Aren't they beautiful? I go to great extreme measures to make sure the process is as sterile as possible and the growing process is all organic. I buy the best quality microgreen seed, organic coconut coir for the soil medium, and the best Gaia Green organic fertilizer to mix with the soil to energize the growth. And the grow rack is set up with 5 shelves each, holding 4 grow trays each. I utilize the best Burita grow lights available that function as an artificial source of light to stimulate growth in plants. You will see a lot of pink in my presentation provided by these lights. The full growing process takes 10 days from seed sowing to harvest. I'll take you through day by day. Then we get the dirt ready. This is the finest soil you can get, coconut coir. It's organic. I mixed it last night with organic fertilizer and some water. It takes a mixer to do that. It's quite a chore, but I do put a lot of dirt together to make one grow. You just put that in the pot like this, or in the tray, dump it in. It's about 5 liters, just short of 5 liters. But we get that in. Oh, I missed some. Got to get it all in there. Yeah. Okay, there you go. And get it in there, and you got to spread it around. Just spread it around as thin, as nice as you can possibly spread it. Ends up being about an inch deep. So we get it in there, get all that dirt in there, and really nice, making it flat, getting all the lumps, if there's any lumps in there, because the water mixed with it and made a few lumps when I was putting it together last night. So as you do it, you just make it, get it all smooth and nice and flat. You get the corners, you can make sure you got the dirt in the corners. And everything is ready now for the seeds. Okay, we're going to get the seeds ready. The seeds I soaked overnight in a mason jar so they get nice and plump and ready to go. So I'll open up the seeds. And sunflower I'm doing because they're a little bit more difficult than the other seeds because you do have to soak them. So as you do the peas too, the peas have to be soaked. But they're in here, they're jammed up in here, and we just dump them in the colander, into the sifter, and they get all over the place. You don't want them to go down your disposal. Anyway, get that in there, rinse it out, get the water in here, get them all out of there. Put it up there. Get those seeds out of the sink. Right. And we get a sprayer on because the sunflower seeds tend to get a little nasty. They're dirty when you get them. You got to make sure all the soot and the dirt is off of them when you plant them. So it keeps them that organic soil. You don't want anything in that organic soil that's not organic. So we get this all rinsed off, right? All set up. Rinse them out real good, right? Put that back in here. All right, I think we got them rinsed off good enough. And then we'll take a bowl that I'm going to actually put the seeds in with. We're going to drop them in the bowl out of the colander. All right. And, oh, one more. Gotta get them all. And they're now ready to plant. Now it's time to put the seeds and the soil together. Very simply, we're going to dump it in and start spreading it as best you can. You can't really spread this because it's all moist and nasty. It's all sticking together. So we get it in there, get it in there, get in there. Get all the seeds in there. Spread them out a little bit. We'll start in the middle. It's actually easier if you just get them in the middle. So we get down in the middle. All right, get around here, get all the seeds out. Just a few, maybe a few more. All right. Then we're going to go in here and we're going to spread them out. Spread them out as evenly as we possibly can. Get them in there as evenly as we possibly can. Because they don't want to be on top of each other because they may not germinate. We want them all to germinate. If they're spread out evenly, the best they can, then they will all germinate and the yield will be what you want. The end result will be a lot of nice sunflowers. So we do that, put it in there. Then, once we got them in there nice and even, we're going to water them. Put a lot of water in. Look at my fancy watering. It's a milk bottle with holes in the top. Anyway, it works. We're going to water it pretty good because this starts the germination process. So we'll water it in real good. Now, these trays are set up with trays underneath that have no holes. So they are set up to where they can handle any excess water underneath. I'm going to get one more go around. Came one time and I'll go back a second time. All right. And I think we got enough water in. Now with the sunflower, as opposed to the other seeds, they also need, because they have a tendency to mold in the germination stage. So I got this product here. It's food safe hydrogen peroxide. It's not your drugstore stuff. You put that in there, you mix it with water. I got it in a spray bottle. It's going to give a light spray of that, and it helps to keep the mold down as they're germinating. Okay, got that in there. Then we're going to put them on the rack. But what you do, I've got the broccoli here. We're going to put broccoli on top of broccoli. So we're going to put 4 trays in together. And broccoli in there. And we'll put the sunflower in here on top of the other sunflower I did earlier. All right, get that on and stack the trays. Put all 4 of the trays together. Then we're going to take another tray and put on top to keep the light out. So this keeps the light out. I'll press it down a little bit to make sure those seeds are popped in there. But then we actually put weight on this. This prevents the sunflower seeds from popping up. We're going to keep them going down into the dirt so they germinate. So this keeps everything weighted down. This is about 15 pounds worth of rocks I put in here. Then all we do is, and it's not hard, it's not easy, this sucker's hard, but we put them on the shelf. You got to make sure you got a shelf open that's right next to the table. It makes it easier to put in. They are ready to go. Day 1 is now complete. We're in day 2. I'm going to take the rocks off. Put them over here for a moment. All right, take the cover off. Put it out of the way. And I've got the broccoli. Put the broccoli down. Put other broccoli down. And we're going to move it on down. And put move this out of the way. And the sunflower stuff. Now, there's not much to see today, but today's chore is just to give it a little bit of water, which I will do. I'm going to water just a little bit on here. We'll do them all at the same time. Just to dampen the surface. Just to put a little bit more moisture on the surface where the seeds are. There are a couple of them I can see just kind of showing their heads a little bit. This is only 1 day of germination, so they haven't done anything. We're going to see a lot more action tomorrow when we do it. Now, also with the sunflower, as opposed to the other ones, I want to take the pH, the hydrogen peroxide, and just poke it a little bit, just enough to make sure I keep the mold down. Just kind of just lightly spray over the sunflower only. And we're all done. Put it back together. Broccoli on top. Put the broccoli on top. and put the cover on top. Put the rocks back on top, the bricks. 1, 2, 3. And that's it for day 2. Put them back on the shelf. Boy, they're heavy. And it is all set. We'll see you tomorrow on day 3. Day 3. Not much to do today. Took them out of the rack, spread them out a little bit. Get time to just throw a little bit of water on. As you can see, they're just starting to show their heads a little bit. Now let's go ahead and give them some water. Just a light spray, just to keep it moist on top. So they'll keep working and getting those roots down. All right, get down in there. All right, then we're going to also take, again, one more time. I got a new sprayer. This is fancy now. Anyway, a new sprayer, so I put the pH on it. HP, I'm sorry, the HP hydroxide. Put that on there. You can see the first time I'm using it. It took me 3 weeks to get this on order from Walmart. Anyway, throw in a little bit of the HP so we keep the mold down. But my friends, that's really all there is to day 3. It's day 4. It's time to come out to the light. Took them out. It's coming right along. So we're going to put about a cup of water in there. Let me get a cup of water, so we'll get that cup of water, lift the tray up, and water underneath, and that'll get them started with the light. And we'll put them up on the rack. Look at that light. Look at that light. How they will go a-jumping. Hey, we're in day 5. Coming right along. These sunflowers are a little bit pesky because they've got all these husks. You can see those husks. And every day you got to start working them a little bit to knock those husks off because they end up being a hassle in the if you chew into one. Anyway, it is needing some water. So we're going to go ahead and put about a cup, another cup of water in, because there's still a little tiny bit in it. I'm going to put another cup of water in, and we got them set up. And then back on the rack they go. Okay, we're in day 6. Moving right along. We'll rub them a little bit, make sure those hulls come off slowly but surely. Getting some of those hulls, they're coming off pretty well now. There's not that many left, but we'll try to get them all as we go. And we'll check the water. I think we're probably, oh, it's dry. So we're going to get maybe a cup and a half of water today. Let's take a cup and a half of water. Let's put the water in. And also check them on a daily basis, which this one hasn't had much issues, but they do get mold on the sunflowers. And you treat them with a dilution of this HP, this hydrogen peroxide. So we got that, but I don't really need it for this batch. It's ready for another day of sitting under lights and enjoying the life that it has. Day 7 for the sunflowers. Hey, they're getting tall, moving right up. I'll brush them along a little bit, see if I can get some of those hulls off. Actually, they're getting pretty good. There are very, very few of them on here, but that's because I wipe them every day to get them going. But let's also check the water. Oh my goodness, we do need at least a cup, I guess. Give it a little bit more than a cup actually, because these things do like to drink. We're going to get that water in there and back on the shelf for another day of hard work. There you go. All done. We're in day 8. It is just another day. Oh, they're dry. They're just sopping up this water, so let's get a good amount of water, another cup. to put in here. I might check them tonight too to see if I need to put a little bit more water in between time. Actually, the process is easy except for day 1 and day 10, the harvest day. This work during the week is not all that hard. As you can tell, we'll put it back on the rack and give it another day until tomorrow. Day 9. Let's check it for water. We're going to be a little careful on the water this time. Yeah, it's got a little bit in there. I'm going to give it a little bit because we don't want to get too wet getting close to harvest tomorrow night. So I'm going to give maybe a half a cup just to keep it going until tomorrow night when I harvest. You'll see that coming up. Put it in there. Put it in there. And boy, aren't they looking beautiful? And then put it back on the rack. Ready to go for one more day. Now, I will, tomorrow morning, I'll show it to you. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to put a fan on it. That fan is designed to dry it out a little bit so it gives it longer shelf life. But that's coming up tomorrow morning and next. Okay, it's harvest day in the morning. As I mentioned, I'm going to turn the fans on, turn them on low, so we can dry out to make sure any top surfaces of the plants are dried, keep all the water moistures off of them. They last much, much longer. Shelf life is much, much longer the drier they are. So we've got those on. We'll see you back at 8 o'clock or so and do the harvest. It's day 10. It's harvest day. Need a nice sharp knife like this one. Of course, it's sterilized and all pretty. I've already used a little bit. But anyway, it's nice and sterile. It has to be extremely sharp because it's got to cut through the base of the plant. I cut it about an inch or so above the soil, and then just grab a hold of it, cut it in, cut it across the soil, pull it out, check it for any holes that might still be on it. But this is the product right out of the tray. This is what microgreens are. I monitor each tray to get the best yield available. The average yield expected per tray for sunflower is 450 grams. This tray is 630. So I must have been doing something right. The hard work begins tomorrow when I measure the greens and complete the containers that you receive. I must make sure they are exactly what the label says it is. I hope this helps you to understand your delicious, nutritious microgreens were not just thrown together, rather grown with love. Good old Jim.